Hi, I'm Bree and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial. I'm going to show you how to make this super cute little leggy frog. So this is my crochet pattern. I sell it on Etsy and I will link it down below. But this is a free tutorial, so I'm going to show you exactly step by step on how to make this cute little leggy frog. You can cross his arms. He's just the cutest little thing ever. I love this pattern. And frogs are my favorite animal, in case you didn't know. Frogs and cats. Love them. This is my pattern, so everything in this video belongs to me. This pattern I designed, so if you choose to share your frog on social media or sell it, please just credit me as the pattern designer, and please, please, please do not resell or redistribute any part of this pattern because this is my pattern. But you can absolutely sell your finished frog. Okay, so full disclosure, this tutorial is not a beginner tutorial. It will help if you know at least something about crochet. I mean, if you have never crocheted anything before in your life and you saw this video and you want to make this frog, you can absolutely try. I'm not going to stop you from trying, but I'm not going to go into every little detail on every little thing that you need to do, and I will eventually leave you to do a couple rounds by yourself, and I'm not going to walk you through every single step, but I'm going to show you a few things and I'm going to show you how to make this frog. So I just wanted to put that out there so you know that I'm not going to be going through every little detail. If you need to look up how to do certain stitches or something, you can absolutely do that and come back here. So, okay, this is all of the supplies that you need. I'm going to be using Parfait Chunky yarn. You can use any sort of chenille yarn or really any yarn, honestly. Just make sure you change your hook size accordingly. I'm using a 5mm hook. This is actually a Clover Moore hook. I just covered it in resin and glitter and made it all cute. So, polyfill stuffing, obviously you're gonna need more than this, but this is just to show you. You can stuff your project with anything from yarn scraps to stuffing, or polyfill stuffing, I mean, or literally anything, just whatever you can find. An old t-shirt, just whatever you can find will work. Scissors, a yarn needle. This is a metal bent-tipped yarn needle. These are my favorite yarn needles, but it doesn't have to be this particular one. A stitch marker, and then two 12mm safety eyes. Also, I do like to use hot glue. Me personally, I like to use hot glue to glue in the eyes, but if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. So let's start. And full disclaimer, this pattern is my pattern. I designed this pattern. I own the rights to this pattern. If you want to buy the written pattern, I will link it down below. You can buy it on my Etsy, but please do not share or distribute any part of this pattern because this is my pattern. But you may absolutely sell your finished product at markets or on Etsy, but just please credit me as the pattern designer. Okay, so we're gonna start with a chain. So if you know how to make a slip knot and chain, then go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna show you how to make a slip knot. First, take your 2 fingers here, and this is your end, your yarn end, and just wrap it around to make an X, flip, and hold it down with this finger. If I'm not explaining this well, just watch out what I'm doing. Grab your hook, go under, and grab this piece of yarn, pull it up, and tighten, and that is a slip knot. And then you can hold your yarn any way you like, obviously, but this is just how I do it. And then you're going to chain 11. So to chain, just yarn over, pull through, and that's one chain. And you're going to do that 11 times. Okay, so this is going to be the top of our frog. It's going to be at the top of the head, and we're going to work down. So for the next round, so we're going to skip the first chain. So this spot next to your hook, we're going to skip that, and we're going to crochet into this chain. And we are going to be doing 10 single crochet down this side of the chain. So skip the first one, insert your hook into the second one, just one loop, this one loop right here. And we are going to crochet 10 single crochets. So I guess I should show you. So to do a single crochet, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So that is 1 single crochet. And you should see a little V at the top. That's what we'll crochet into next round. And that's what it looks like. And so we're going to do 9 more of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we should have 10 single crochets. If you want to count, just count the little V's at the top and make sure that you have 10 of them. And this is what it should look like. Your yarn tail should be on this side, right next to your hook. For the second part of this round, we need to make this a little oval. So we are going to turn our work so our stitches are at the bottom. You can just honestly, if my words aren't making sense to you, just follow my hands. Just follow what I'm doing. So we're going to flip our work, and we are now going to be crocheting on this side of the chain. This side. And we're going to make 10 more single crochets. So just make sure you have room for 10 single crochets. Just insert your hook. All right, I'm going to first start by inserting my hook into the first chain over here. Make 1 single crochet. Second hook, 2, or second spot, 3, 4, and we're just going to repeat this all the way down the chain. All right, so this is what it should look like. You should have 20 stitches. So I'm going to actually count and make sure that I have 20. So we're going to count just these little V's to make sure that we have 20 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I have 20. So we're looking good. I'm going to grab my stitch marker and I'm just going to put it into this last stitch that I made just so I know where my round ends and I don't get mixed up. So now in the next round, we are going to be making the eye sockets. So we're going to start off by making 1 single crochet into the first stitch right here, just the same way we've been making single crochets before. And now we are going to be making a bobble stitch. For this round, you will be doing a 4 double crochet bobble stitch. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Start off by yarning over. So to do that, just use your hook, grab your yarn like that, and then insert your hook into the next stitch. So not the same one that you just went into, but the next one. Just like so. Let me maybe move my hand so you can see where I'm going. We're just gonna go, whoops, in the top 2 loops, right there. We're inserting our hook into the V shape. Yarn over, so grab your yarn, pull through, just like so. So now you should have what looks like 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, whoops, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So you should still have 2 loops on your hook now. This is what it looks like, and we are going to repeat this 3 more times. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over again, pull through 2 loops. So now you should have 3. At the end, you should have 5 hooks on your loop. At the end of this stitch, you should have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So now, as you can see, I have 5 loops, so I'm done with the bobble stitch. To finish it off, we're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 stitches. And so basically this is going to make like a little bubble sticking out from the project, and it's going to make a little eye. Now we're going to make 6 more single crochet, so insert your hook into the next stitch right here, make a single crochet, and do that 5 more times. So you should have a total of 6. 6. Now we're going to make another bobble stitch for the other eye socket. We're going to make this one the exact same way. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. It's exactly the same. If you need to go back and look at how I did the previous bobble stitch, go ahead and do that. I will also be putting the written instructions on the screen here. Now I have 5 loops, and yarn over, pull through all 5, and there's your bobble stitch. So now we're going to be making 11 more single crochet to finish off the round. We're just going to be crocheting all the way back, and the last stitch should be right here where our stitch marker is. So insert your hook into the next stitch. I will say, make sure that you don't skip the stitch right next to your bobble stitch. Sometimes the bobble stitch can kind of scooch into the next stitch, but you have to make sure that you don't skip this stitch, because otherwise your stitch count will be off and that will mess up the whole project. So just insert your hook into the next stitch, single crochet, and we're going to make 11 more single crochets. So 2, 3, whoops, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I just finished my 11th stitch, so now I'm going to take out my stitch marker and put it in this stitch. All right, so this is what it should look like. I'm going to actually pop out the bobble stitches so they're facing the right way, because where your yarn tail is, that is the inside of your project. Your outside stitches should look like this. Also, I do want to mention that I use the yarning under method. If you yarn over, your stitches will look a little bit different. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine too. Just crochet however you normally crochet and it should work fine. Okay. For the next 3 rounds, we are just going to be doing 20 single crochet. So round 3 through 5, we're going to be making 20 single crochet all around, a total of 60 stitches. And yeah, we're just going to be single crocheting in every stitch. Pretty simple. I'll walk you through this round, but then I will do the other 2 off camera, or I'll just speed up the video. All right, so just making normal single crochets. This is what we've been doing all the way around. So 3, 4. When you come to that bobble stitch, you can just crochet right in the top, just like any other stitch. It's no different. I have a bobble stitch here, but I just crochet in the V shape at the top, and it works totally fine. Oh my gosh, my yarn. All right, so this is my last stitch right where the stitch marker is. So now I'm going to take that out and put that right here. So now I'm going to count to make sure that I have 20 stitches all the way around. I didn't do that last round, but I probably should have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I'm good. All right, 2 more rounds of single crochet, and then I will meet you back here. Okay, so I just finished my 3rd round. Right now, I want to double check. I'm going to check in and make sure you know which is the inside and which is the outside of the fabric. This is what it should look like. This is the head. We will put the eyes here in a minute. But this is the outside stitches. If you flip it, this is what the inside of the fabric looks like. The stitches look very different, more undefined, and it's not quite the same. Also, there is the yarn tail. So that's the inside. Make sure that your project is facing the right way. This is the outside of your project. Also, if you are wondering, how in the world do I count my rounds? How do I know that I have made 3 rounds? So it's easier when you have a magic circle, but for this project, it's a chain. So you want to go back and find the chain. For me, it's right here. I can see where there's just like a little bit of difference in the fabric, where the stitches start, like they switch, you know, like it facing this direction. And then, yeah, I don't know how to explain this. Honestly, you really just have to look at what I'm doing and where I'm pointing at. So this is the very top. And so I know that this around here was the first round that we made. So this is round 1. And then the bobble stitches are round 2. So you could always just count from there. So this round is round 2, and then 3, 4, and 5. So I know that I have done the correct amount of rounds. In the next round, we are going to be making the arms and fingers. If needed, due to tension, you may need to adjust the placement of the arms. Just make sure that they are facing like opposite sides of the body and they're centered pretty much with the eyes, but you can adjust it however you need. But I'm going to show you how I do it, but if you need to adjust due to tension, go ahead and feel free to do that. Start by making 2 single crochets, just how we've been doing before, just 2 regular single crochets. And then now we're going to add the first arm. So chain 15. We're going to chain 15. So just how we started the first chain, we're just going to chain straight off of this and then come back down the chain. So chain, you yarn over, pull through. Super simple, right? Yarn over, pull through. And we're going to do that 15 times. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. And then, of course, we are going to be skipping the first chain, just how we did at the start of the project. We're going to skip the first chain and go into the second chain, and we're going to be making 1 slip stitch. This is a stitch I haven't showed you how to do yet. Really simple. All you have to do is place your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and instead of making a single crochet, we're just going to pull through the first loop, and that is basically a slip stitch. Super, super easy. So we are going to be making 2 slip stitches. So we're going to make another one in the next stitch. Make sure you don't do it in the same. Next stitch, yarn over, pull through, pull through. That's going to be our first finger, and you can't really see it yet, but you'll see in a minute. Now we are going to be chaining 3 more, just how we've been doing. So 1, 2, 3. This is going to be our second finger. And skip the first stitch, slip stitch in this stitch and this stitch. So 2 slip stitches down the chain, skip the first one, into the second one, yarn over, pull through, and pull through that stitch, yarn over, pull through. That's our second finger, and you can kind of see it starting to form and how it's hard to see, but for the third finger, we're going to do the exact same thing, chain 3, skip the first stitch and slip stitch in the next 2. 1, 2. Perfect. So now we should have 3 fingers and we can start working our way down the chain back to the body. So this is where the second slip stitch from the first finger is. So we're going to skip that stitch and go into this stitch, which is the one closest to us that we haven't used. So we are just going to go into this stitch right here, just wherever you can shove your hook, honestly, is fine. And we are going to be slip stitching 12 down the chain. So just more slip stitches. There's 1, and we're just going to slip stitch in every stitch down the chain. So 2, 3, 4, 5, as you can see, there's 3 fingers, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the last one is right here next to the single crochet. Make sure you do not slip stitch into that single crochet, only into the chains. So now we're back here. You can see this is the last single crochet we made, and here is the arm. If I take off my hook, you can see that there's the slip stitches and the chains, and then 3 little fingers at the end. So that's why we do it this way. It's super cute, and if we let it down, you can kind of see how it's gonna, you can see it's forming. So now we have to get to the other side to make the other arm. So we are going to be doing 9 single crochet. So skip the stitch right here. This is where our single crochet was before, and we're going to go into the next available space and make a single crochet, and then just 9 single crochet until you get to this side. If you need to adjust, feel free to do so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. So now I'm at this side, and we're going to make another arm the exact same way we made this one. I'm going to go through it a little faster, but I will still walk you through it. Start by chaining 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Skip the first stitch and slip stitch in the next 2 chains. 1, 2, chain 3, slip stitch in the next 2, skipping the first one, of course, chain 3, slip stitch, there's our 3 fingers. So now we're going to slip stitch 12 down the chain. Don't go in this stitch, go in the next available one, and 12 down the chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And boom, we are done with that arm. As you can see, it should look exactly the same as the first one, and now we need to connect it back to the body. So single crochet in your next stitch, and we are going to be making 9 single crochet until we get back to the stitch markers. So that's the first one, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and here's our last one, 9. Take out the stitch marker. If you want to count your stitches, make sure you have 20. Go ahead and do that right now. But this is what it should be looking like right now. I'm gonna put the yarn tail inside. And this is what it should be looking like. Your arm should be on either side of the body, just like this. They'll look a little funny, but I promise it will look better in the end. And that's what they look like, basically. So now we are going to be attaching the eyes. I'm going to be using 12mm safety eyes, but if your frog is bigger than mine, you might need to add bigger eyes. If it's smaller, you get the point. Just use whatever you have, honestly. Okay, so I like to place my eyes right next to the bobble stitches in between rounds 2 and 3. So right here and here. So take your 12mm eyes or whatever size you're using, and I'll place the first one right here, and then the second one I'll just place right here. Perfect. So then we're gonna put on the backing. So flip it inside out, grab the backing to your eye, and just pop it in. And boom, it's easy. Second one, same thing. And like I said, I am gonna add some hot glue because I find it helps them stay more secure, and just, I don't know, it makes me better. It makes me feel better because I tend to sell these plushies. I don't keep a lot for myself. So just knowing that they're glued in and really secure makes me feel better about selling them. So I have this little hot glue gun. I'm just going to use that. You don't have to do this, especially if it's just for yourself. Honestly, it's totally fine to not hot glue it in, but I don't know. It makes me feel more comfortable because I like to sell them. So I'm just going to add some hot glue on the inside there and some on the inside here too. It just really gives your plushies more like quality when you go to sell them, because I know that the eyeballs are not gonna fall out. For this eye to fall out would be like, I don't even know, shocking. Okay, so there we go, super simple. The eyes are attached. If you want to add the mouth and the cheeks, you can do that now, but I like to wait until the end to do that. But that's just my personal preference. All right. For the next 6 rounds, we are going to be doing single crochet just all the way around. This first round, I'll walk you through, but then I'll let you do the next 5 rounds on your own. So start by doing the 2 single crochets just right here, but then once you get to the arm, you have to be careful not to crochet the arm inside. See, if you do it like this, the arm is going to be stuck inside the body, and that's no good. That's not what we want. So make sure that the arm is flipped outwards and you crochet over it. So ignore the arm completely and crochet into the next single crochet that is available, just like that. And then the arm is on the outside of the body and you didn't skip any stitches, and that's exactly what we want. So then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I'm at the next arm. Again, same thing. Make sure you don't crochet it inside, flip it outside, crochet into the next stitch, and then just back to the stitch marker. Okay, there's the last one. Okay, so now we're going to be doing 5 more rounds. So for rounds 7 through 12, single crochet all the way around. I'll meet back up with you once I have finished my 5 more rounds of single crochet. They're all going to be exactly the same. Just ignore the arm. Now that you've crocheted over it, it's pretty easy. So yeah, that's it. Okay, I just finished up through round 12. So this is what mine is looking like right now. Yours should look somewhat similar. Obviously not the same, but you know, similar-ish. It is looking like a frog though, so we are almost done with it. Now we just have to make the legs. So I'm going to start by doing 4 single crochet in this round. Again, if you need to adjust, feel free to do so. Just make sure that they are like centered on the body and everything. So start by making 4 single crochet. And then to make the legs, I actually make them the exact same way that I make the arms. So just follow the steps that I did for the arms. If you need to go back and slow it down, then feel free to do so. But I'm just going to show you again real quickly. So 15 chains. Skip the first stitch and make 2 slip stitches. Chain 3. 2 slip stitches. Chain 3. Two slip stitches. And then 12 stitches back down, 12 slip stitches back down the chain. Okay, and then we're gonna make 9 single crochet on the body. Please ignore the Sharpie on my hand. And then we're gonna make one last leg, and we're gonna make the exact same way, of course. So chain 15. Skip the first stitch and make 2 slip stitches. Chain 3. Skip the first stitch, 2 slip stitches. Making the little fingers. Chain 3. 2 slip stitches. And then 12 slip stitches down the chain. All right, I'm back to the body. Now we are going to be making 7 single crochet back to our stitch marker. Okay, only one round left, and that is going to be single crochet. So we're just going to be single crocheting all the way around 20 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you don't crochet the leg in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Don't crochet in the leg. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so now we're at the end of the round. I'm going to take out my stitch marker, but we need to fold the frog in half in order to close him up. And so I'm a little bit off centered, like where I ended. So I want to actually end over here. So even though this round is over, we're going to crochet a couple more stitches just so that my yarn is over here. I'm going to do 4 single crochet, but do however many you need. Basically, this just makes it easier because we're going to sew him up. And that's it. So now we're going to now we're going to cut our yarn. Just leave a short tail for sewing. This is probably too much, but just something around this length. Probably don't need quite that much, but all right. So this is our little frog body. If you want to add the blush in now you can, but I like to do that very last. So now we're going to stuff him. I'm going to grab some polyfill and just stuff him. Stuff your frog however much you would like, but I like to stuff mine a good amount. Make sure there's enough in there, you know. Floof it up. This is just polyfill stuffing. You can get this really anywhere, at any craft store or Walmart. I usually buy mine in bulk at Walmart. I feel like Walmart is the cheapest place because craft stores tend to be a little bit more pricey, but I don't know. So now that I've stuffed mine how I want to, I am going to thread my needle and we're going to sew them up. So this is really simple. All you're going to do is just go in and out, closing it up together. So fold it in half, go into, this is where our yarn tail is coming out of, and then go into this one. Simply just stitch these two together, the last one and the first one, and we're just gonna basically just sew it together. Like, I don't know how to explain this in any more detail other than just watch what I'm doing and literally just sew it together. Just like this. We're basically just closing him up. So any way that you can close him up should probably work just fine. Alright, this is the last one. Boom. And boom, we're at the end. So to fasten off, what I like to do is put your needle through any stitch around, but before you pull all the way through, I like to take my yarn and go back through the loop. This almost creates like a little knot, and I like to do that just twice. Just creating like a little bit of a knot. And then we're gonna finish it off by hiding the tail on the inside. So just put it back through the same stitch and come out any stitch in the body, your needle. And then boom, just tug it enough so it's hidden. And then we can just cut this off and just squeeze him so the tail gets hidden inside. And your frog is done, honestly. Like, this is all you have to do. If you want to add a little face and some blush, I will show you how to do that. But if you want to just be done here, you can totally do that too. To add a mouth, I'm going to be using some black cotton yarn. And to add the blush, I'm using pink chenille yarn. I think this is Cotton Candy from Perfect Chunky. I'm going to start with the mouth. So I'm just going to cut a short piece of yarn. I like to do a straight face on my frogs, but you can do a smiley face too, or frowny, or really any face you want. So I'm gonna make my mouth right here. So take your needle and just poke it in a hole somewhere around where you want your mouth to be. I'm gonna actually do it right here. And then come out where you want the mouth to start. I really don't know how to explain this. You might just have to wash my hands. And then basically we're gonna put your needle back through where you want the mouth to end, and then make sure you come off in the same space that you went in. Just like that. So I'm not sure if I explained that well. I don't think I did, but basically this is what it should look like, a little straight face. If you want a smiley face, you can do that. Just kind of go back through down here and then like pull it down, you know. You can look up a tutorial on YouTube. I'm sure there's some. All right, and then basically I'm just gonna tie these two together. Just a couple times, it should be fine. And then cut the yarn and then just tuck the knot inside of the body so that you can't see it, just like so. And then there we go, he has a little face. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of blush. Again, this is optional, you don't have to do it, but the face, I would highly recommend adding at least a little mouth. You don't have to do the blush, but the mouth, I don't know, it just really adds a lot, so I would definitely recommend the mouth. So I'm going to cut a little piece of cotton candy yarn. And basically we're doing the same thing, kind of. So I'm going to now start with the blush right beneath the eye this time. And just leave a little tail. And 2 stitches over, put it back through. And I'm just going to go over this twice to add a little bit of blush. So I'm going to go back through again. But now we're going to come out on this side to add the blush on this side. I'm not explaining this well, but you can hopefully see what I'm doing and make sense of it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I should be able to get back to you and hopefully explain any of the confusion. Same thing, make sure you come out the same stitch. It has to be the same or else the knot will get stuck in your stitches, and yeah, that's not something you want. Tie them together. Cut the ends. And hide it inside. And then boom, that is literally it. My little froggy is done and he's so cute. I love crossing these frogs' arms. Just like, that's the best thing ever. Like this is just the best thing ever. I can't. So yeah, that's literally it. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. I think this frog just turned out so cute, and I hope you love the tutorial. I hope that you hopefully made sense of it. This is my first time filming a tutorial, so I'm very sorry if it's confusing. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below, and I should be able to respond to you, no problem. So yeah, again, if you want to buy the written pattern, it's available on my Etsy in the description box below. And so that's all I have. He's super cute. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you had fun making your leggy frog, and I hope that maybe if you enjoyed this video, maybe I will do more tutorials. I don't know. Let me know if you would like to see more tutorials or if this is enough for you. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember that Jesus loves you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.